I've got to get my board involved. They have to be involved. They've got to be doing things. They've got to be busy, busy, busy. Idle hands make idle minds. You've heard it before. If you're involved with a nonprofit, you've got a board. Whether it's a board for a chamber, whether it's a board for a women's shelter or arts alliance, university, you've got some sort of volunteer leadership. And there's this notion that it's a failure or it's a negative thing if the entire board's not involved. Maybe. Hi, this is Dion. I'm here to share some more insights and thoughts that might help you in your fundraising world, but also in your for-profit world. My whole goal is to help attract money to your organization, to help you build a culture that inspires and motivates people to transact with you, whether it's gifts or in sales. It's all about a process that makes it more joyful for everybody involved, builds retention, builds loyalty. That's what I'm here for, and that's what today is about. Boards are interesting. You've got some boards that are appointed by people who have nothing to do with your organization. For example, boards of regents for state universities. The governor appoints those positions, perhaps in your state, that's the way it is in Texas. A governor appoints positions, and those people, the governor may have nothing really in common with your university. But there's a board that's in position. You've got some boards that have been created long ago, and their history is that they will build a board with certain types of people, certain popular people. Well, first off, if you want to have greater board involvement, you want to be able to have more influence in how that board is built. What are the needs of the organization? What talent sets? I'm going to talk about that in a little bit more too. But the actual development of the board, the creation of the board, the placing of people on the board is a critical first step. Now, maybe you inherited a board and you're just trying to figure out how to make it work. That's a challenge too. But keep in mind that no matter what, you could handpick everybody on that board with the most noble reasons for each. This one has this talent, this one has this talent, this one has this money, this one has contacts. You could cherry pick that thing all to the way you want to. And you know what? It still wouldn't work out. You still wouldn't get 100% participation, and I would suggest that you probably don't want 100% participation. As much as we like to talk about we need more board involvement, you realize what an anomaly that would be? The world functions with 80% of the work being done by 20% of the people. What happens if you have a board of all these people that are active and involved? Chances are the staff would never be able to keep up. Or you'd end up with such a power play or so much force that you'd actually end up with a difficult situation. I'll leave it at that. So keep in mind that with any board, you're not going to get total involvement. That's okay. Good involvement's a good thing. It's nice to want as much involvement, productive involvement as possible, but you're not going to get everybody. Life happens. Somebody comes on board and next thing you know, there's health issues or relationship issues or job issues. You're never going to get 100%. Don't even worry about that. Do the best you can with the most that you can. The most doesn't mean that you need to have a whole lot of people on a board just so you can have a lot of workers. You follow the 80-20 rule and you think, well, if I have 100 people on my board, I've got 20 doing work. What a mess that would be. The world was changed by 12 people about 2,000 years ago. A guy and 12 of his friends. I believe that deep in my bones. You don't need a lot of people. You need people who are committed. They're not perfect. You need people who can help most of the time, not all of the time, and then make the best that you can of that and celebrate the successes that you have. So you get a board, you engage them, you communicate with them, you celebrate them. I also believe that with boards, sometimes you have to lay down the law. And I know it's a little bit more difficult if you're the executive director that reports to that board, but in fairness to the organization and the cause, sometimes you need to draw boundaries. Sometimes you need to have the kind of communications with the members that says, this really isn't helping us. This is actually taking us further away. So open communication, clear boundaries, Understand that you're never going to get 100% participation, and you don't want it, actually. I believe that boards go through several stages of development, and personally, I like to see a board that has all these levels at the same time. There's that first level, you know, the young people who are so excited, and I don't mean chronologically young, but they're new to it, they're excited, they're enthusiastic, they'll do anything. They may not know how to do it yet, but they'll do anything. Just point them in the right direction, and off they go. Those are the young ones. Those are the ones that you want to groom over time. The second category is going to be people who have experience. They understand how the committees work. They understand reports and policies. They're kind of understanding how the process, the rhythm, the system works. Those are important people to have too. Then you work with people that have real knowledge. They know how to get things done. They've worked through the ranks of being excited somewhere, maybe not on your board, but previously. They've used the energy, they've built experience, and now they know how to get stuff done. They know how to run committees. They know how to make things happen. They know how to work within the system of committees and meetings. Those are important people to have. And then the last group that I see is the group of those who know how to influence. They can pick up a phone and make something happen. I think every board should have some of each. The young ones, the excited ones, are looking at those who have experience and they're saying, I want to learn from that. Those with experience learn from those who really know how to get it done. And those who really know how to get it done aspire to having influence. And those with influence look back at the young ones and say, I remember those days. I like that energy. So develop a board that has all four layers, all four types. Don't expect to get everybody involved. It's not going to happen. As much as we talk about it as a goal, it's not going to happen. Do the best that you can to engage, converse, and draw boundaries, and you'll have a better board experience, and your board will too. I remember the first time I fired a volunteer off one of my committees. I didn't handle it very well, but it had to be done. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to make the organization stronger. It's not always about having a whole lot of people. Sometimes you can have too many. So take your board, think the four categories, engage, communicate, draw boundaries, share your love of the organization. You're going to have fun. It's not always easy. If it was, everybody'd be doing it. But commit to it, know the cause, move forward. It's okay. Have a good day. Go make something happen. Work with your board. Change the world. Take care.